Hello, this is Adam Began, and I'm the host of Historically Haunted Show, where I talk about some very rare historical and haunted locations that I visited. I also interview some of the very best in the paranormal and cryptozoology field. So tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Paranormal King Radio Network. And prepare to be educated about the unknown. Hey, historians, welcome back to another great episode. Actually, episode 2 of season 2, double twos, double deuces. That sounds weird. But welcome back to Historically Haunted Show right here on Paranormal King Radio Network, the one and only. We are live right now across the world. Chime in and chat. If you're in chat, you know the links are up there in chat. Get in the chat room. Let us know where you're from. Bring the questions. We have someone. This is actually my first repeat guest. I had Joe Frank last week, Joe Frankie from the Warren Legacy, but this is my first repeat guest ever, so that's kind of a big deal for me. He's been on both my shows. I'm going to be on his show. We're going to talk about that soon. He's someone I think a lot of you know anyway. He's been all over the place. He's got his own YouTube channel. He's the founder of the Newport Paranormal Society based out of New Hampshire. He runs his own paranormal, just everything. He's in the basically an author. His book's almost pretty much done now. So let's just dive right into it. Bring him right on. Nathaniel, Nate Elwell, what is up, my long-lost brother? How are you?
Man, you know what? I'm doing quite well, Adam, and I appreciate you having me on. And honestly, it's an honor to be the first repeat guest. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, man, you're my second, or you're my first second. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You're my first second. I couldn't think of someone more special to me because we talk so much off Facebook, or not so much off Facebook, but off radio shows. Like we talk to each other a lot on just in general.
We keep in contact on a pretty regular basis. So, I mean, we have a good chemistry. It works well.
I think so. I love how you stand on support. I love how you pretty much support everyone. And half the people you support don't support your back. And maybe they do, but no one's as like you share, you talk, you promote. I mean, even the show, I don't get people as guests that come on that are so happy to be on like you are. And it's not so much happy, but you're just excited because you're definitely passionate, brother. You know that. You're not new to this.
Oh yeah. And it's like we were talking about earlier, I mean, whether or not people promote me, it means not to me. I enjoy promoting people that are passionate about the field. It doesn't matter if, people promote me or not. I'll gladly promote anyone who I feel is genuine and I feel like deserves the promotion.
Yeah, and just who you get behind. You're one of those people where you're not going to eat a cereal and smile and go, ooh, it's good just to make a buck. You're not phony. You believe in what you believe in.
I've had some nasty ass cereal.
And let's put it this way. You know how to cook. That's one thing Heather, Heather loves your ghost stuff, but she definitely respects your cooking, your barbecues, which
we will definitely have you and Heather up here to the house, man. I'll fire up the smoker, and as soon as I get the motherboard replaced, I found out last week I went and bought a brisket and the motherboard died in my smoker.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna get that replaced, and as soon as that's replaced, man, we'll make a date next summer. You come up, you bring Heather, and we'll smoke some brisket, man. We'll smoke some ribs. Y'all come up here. You can eat. I'll take you down to the old abandoned mill down the road. Let you check that place out.
Oh, yo, you know that. Are we smoking something? I'll be bringing the green vegetables, if you know what I mean. And then if you can get away, or even if you bring a kid or two, man, you can crash at my place by Bangor. We can go check out Stephen King sites, check out some Mount Katahdins where Bigfoot. So, we've got dates. We're supposed to camp out and go check out Bigfoot at your friend's house. And of course, the jail.
So my uncle is still open to us doing that, by the way. I wouldn't recommend it during the winter, but he is still completely open. As a matter of fact, he had a sighting a few weeks ago where saw. No. He
the little man.
Buddy. Remember we had this conversation.
We're on air now. It's different.
No.
Shout out to
Go sit
Nathaniel's
down,
kid
please.
in chat, Danny, Dani.
But,
She's big on hi to her in chat as well. That's his daughter, his oldest, but it's his little boy talking now.
So the basis of it was you know, we started off talking when I sent you the picture of the footprint cast, and I told you, you know, that maybe I can go out there and we can kind of camp out or whatever. Cause I just recently bought a tent, and maybe we can go and camp out or whatever. So things kind of went quiet for a bit, and then he sent me a message and said, "Hey, just want to let you know I saw the thing." And I was like, "What do you mean you saw it?" He said, "I didn't have my phone on me. I couldn't take a picture." He's like, "But I saw something that was about 7.5 feet tall, and it was hairy, and I was maybe 50 yards from it."
What?
Imagine Bigfoot.
If
my son just said it might be Bigfoot.
That's Nathan's kid right there. I'll tell you that.
Good call, buddy. Good call.
Honestly, dude, for something like that, we may not want to go out there without some sort of weapons. Not that I want to kill something, but at the same time, if it is a Bigfoot, what the fuck are we gonna do? Just snap selfies with it and eat a Slim Jim? Like
I kind of. So for me, I don't think snapping into a Slim Jim or any kind of Jack Link's beef jerky is going to help. But I do believe that, you know, a weapon might not be necessary. Maybe some bear spray.
Okay. Excuse me. And it's not that I'm scared. I mean, I know what I'm going against. I would love to. I just don't want to get ripped out of my fucking tent. But if I'm out there all night with you, I get a feeling I'm not sleeping. I'm pulling an all-nighter. Heather put in chat
absolutely.
that it's not bad enough. Honestly, I got a tent and a sleeping bag that's good for -20. I'll camp out there next weekend. If we'll have to make plans, I'll go next week.
Unfortunately, I have the tent, but I have no sleeping bag.
No shit. Well, that's all right. Well, Santa's coming. Well, I'm sure for next year we'll be all set.
I mean, the girlfriend doesn't camp. Like, I bought the tent, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not going out and sleeping in that thing. There's bugs. If you get an RV," I said, "That's not camping."
Oh, we get someone in chat that says smoke weed with a Bigfoot.
Of course, my daughter.
I don't know if they can see chat, but it's someone posing as Nathan's kid. Danny said that. Danny, I got to admit, I know she's 18 or 17.
Oh, dude, you had to ask me her age. I don't freaking know. She was born.
Okay, well, she knows I smoke weed now, which is fine. I got to admit,
she's 15 or 16.
Oh, that's good enough. I knew my parents smoked weed when I was 12, so that's good enough. So yeah, basically, I get
I always forget how old she is, to be honest, because once you get my age, you forget things. So like,
amen.
I'm 15 or 16. She's old enough, but I wouldn't let her smoke weed with a Bigfoot. But I mean,
no, not yet. No,
I don't even smoke weed. But you know what? I might sit down and hit the peace pipe with a Bigfoot. That might be pretty interesting.
That's what I love about you. And all jokes aside here, because you do have a great sense of humor, you are very serious when it comes to this work, and you very much open-minded. You're a skeptic to an extent, but you're very much let's be honest, you do believe in UFOs and Bigfoot and all that stuff, right? I mean, that's why you're in this.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't jump at everything you see, but
you know, and until recently, I was a researcher for Chasing Legends, which me and you had discussed. You know, we parted ways, unfortunately. Yep. It was a mutual split. There was a mutual split. There was no hard feelings. It's just, you know, the owner of the team just had a baby about 8 months ago, and things have been slow, and I haven't been able to do any research for them because they haven't been doing much of anything. I mean, there's no ill will towards the guy. I love the guy to death. He's a great dude. And I even offered my services, and I told him, you know, I don't have to be a researcher for your team. If you have any questions or you need an extra hand, just reach out. I'll help you. I have no problem with that.
I like that. Sorry, I just took a big hit of a joint. I like that because you know what's funny about that, and nothing to them, but you're like me. You're a moving train, dude. And I don't want to say teams hold people back, but that's why I don't hold myself to a team or promise myself to anyone, because I'm not standing still. And with you, you know, you do your own thing. And if you want to help them, like you say, it's not bad terms. You don't mind working with them. At the same time, man, you're doing your own thing. You get your YouTube channel, which we're going to dive into in a minute.
Right. Well, when he originally sent me the message, it was shortly after you posted the link for the radio show. And he was like, "Hey, not trying to be a dick, but could you please remove us from your bio, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, no problem. If you had an issue with me being on your bio, I mean, I'm fine with that. I just haven't updated my bio in like a year."
And you think it'd
And
be
so,
free
I mean,
promotion for them anyway. It'd be a good thing. I'm promoting them.
right,
but
right. Well,
with some people, and I get that.
once we got everything situated, you know, it went pretty smoothly. Like, he thought he was being a dick, and he wasn't. It's just, you know, it's his game. It's his thing. That's his team. And so if he doesn't per se need my help right now, remove me from the team. It's business. It's nothing personal.
Oh no, and I get that, but it's like at the same time, dude, no offense, I never even heard of those fucking guys until I knew you worked for them. When you told me that was on your thing, I checked them out, and I still don't even follow them because it just doesn't interest me. I follow you and what you do, but nothing to them. I just don't know them personally, and I know there's a lot of people that go around with haunted museums and things, and they're the sons or daughters of ghost hunters on TV, and it just does nothing for me. You know me, dude. Like, I'm old school. You know.
Oh yeah. And I like that about you. That I think that's why we get along so well. I think for me, like, the only person who is a son or daughter of a ghost hunter that I follow closely is Hans Halter's daughter, Alexandria.
Yes, she's really humble. She wasn't barely even in that fucking show. She gave it all to Pittman and all them. She stood back.
No, she's great. She is actually, besides Dave Schrader, the only autograph I'm lacking from that show.
No shit.
I have the little the Halter Files cards, and I've got one from Cindy Kaza, and I've got one from Shane Pittman. But
Cindy.
I've not yet got one from Dave. And Cindy was really easy. Like, my daughter actually has an autograph from her as well, because I sent her a message and said, "Hey, my daughter loves you. We're looking to get one of those." I said, "We're looking to get one of those Halter Files cards that are autographed. Like, how much would that cost us?" And she said, "Look, just make a donation to my charity, do it via PayPal, and I'll send you a card for you and her." And I was like, "Well, how much do you need?" She said, "Whatever you want to donate." So I donated $20, and she sent me 2 cards.
That's what a human being should do. That, God bless her. And honestly, Heather,
I do believe
she's amazing.
I do believe that. Yeah, I do believe her charity was something along the lines of I know it has something to do with a children's hospital. So that obviously I'm automatically going to be like, yeah, I'll donate to a children's hospital. But it wasn't like the cancer research hospital. It was something kind of out there. So I've never heard of it, but I researched it obviously because you never know who you're contacting on the internet. So I researched it and made sure that the charity was legit. It was a legit charity. So I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, for a child, I'll gladly donate.
Man, you're one of the good ones too in this field. You like to have fun. No one's perfect, but you're in this for the right reasons. You're in this to help, to learn, to educate, and just to make turn a couple of heads on the side, man. Your daughter says she'd like to see Stephen King's house. You ever been? I've asked you before. I probably did, but I forget. Have you been to Maine? Have you been to Bangor or just Maine in general?
I have not. I have not been to Bangor. As a matter of fact, I have been to every state in the continental United States besides Alaska and Hawaii, because obviously they're not connected. But I have been to every state in the United States, but I have never been to Bangor, nor have I been to Stephen King's house. However, I would love to see Stephen King's house.
Oh, you know me, and you've been following me. I can bring you to all. I've been almost.
Oh, I've seen your pictures.
Oh, Pet Cemetery site and fucking the Pennywise manhole that inspired Pennywise, the It drain, and dude, I'd love to bring you out because we have a blast.
It was kind of funny because a lot of people thought that Pennywise was based out of Derry, Maine, or not Derry, Maine, but Derry, New Hampshire, but it's not.
I think is that where he got because he says it's Bangor, Maine. He named it Derry, Maine, which there is no Derry, Maine, but there is a Derry, right. Derry, New Hampshire, and it's almost close.
There is.
Not really, but geographically. And I wonder if he based it off that, but he called it Bangor. He didn't want people in Bangor to take offense.
So Derry, New Hampshire is about 15 miles from Salem, New Hampshire, which contains America's Stonehenge. Yes. And if you go to Derry, New Hampshire, you can find the Robert Frost Farmstead, which is also said to be haunted. And if you actually go and hike back in the woods about a quarter mile behind the Robert Frost Farmstead, you will find what is known as the payphone graveyard. When the state of New Hampshire decommissioned all of their payphones, they pulled them out of the ground and stuck them in the forest behind the Robert Frost Farmstead for some reason.
God almighty. I fucking have a man crush on this guy. He is one of the guys that when people have useless bullshit information about fucking shit, ELWELL pulls out stuff like this that no one knows and people should know. I mean, people do
They
know
really
this, obviously,
should.
but not a lot of people. Good for you. That you're the man. I knew that. I Robert Frost. Even Uncle Sam, the original Uncle Sam's house homestead is in Melford, New Hampshire, or
Yes.
Medford, New Hampshire, or something it's called, I think.
Milford.
Milford. Yes, I was close. Man,
And
oh man.
so the cool thing about the payphone graveyard is it said if you go back there at night, which for the record, you could get arrested. There is a no being back there after night. But once night falls, yeah, so I would avoid it at all costs because I've never been arrested for trespassing in my 16 years of paranormal, and I don't plan on it now.
Wow.
But if you go back there after night, that you can hear the phones ringing.
Oh, wow. Oh, that just gave me fucking goosies, man. I got goose by my hair and my fucking right arm standing up. Is that, I've never heard that one. Why, pray tell? Is there someone that suicide, a ritual? Do you know why? The land, you think? Spoiled?
Unfortunately, I've never been able to find an answer, but I want you to think about it from the perspective of, say, a mirror, okay? A mirror can contain energy. How many emotions do you think a mirror in a house sees on a daily basis?
Wow.
Probably all
someone
of
that
them,
lost
right?
a family member, someone that lost a job, someone that got accepted to college, happy, sad, all that. They go to the mirror and they look at themselves.
Back in the 60s and 70s when they had payphones, how many emotions do you think were relayed through that phone?
Oh, your wife's having a baby. Oh, your daughter's been in an accident. Oh, whatever.
Exactly.
Holy shit, Nate.
I kind of look at the payphones as like a mirror in perspective because back then, you know, you didn't have a cell phone, or if you did, they costed you like $6,000, which no one could afford it back then. So these same emotions that you would imprint on a mirror can be imprinted on that device because you're getting these, you know, horrific or very joyful phone calls. You're imprinting your energy and emotions into that device.
If you think about it, this dude is right. We're talking Nathaniel ELWELL, Nate ELWELL, ELWELL, Nathaniel ELWELL, and he's right because you think about it. From 1940 till about 1999, probably you were driving around your car after high school, smoking a joint in '96, fucking looking for with $2, looking to call your girlfriend or whoever to get some weed or whatever.
Believe it or not, no, believe it or not,
payphone was it.
Believe it or not, they actually did have cell phones, and I want to say it was 1991. Maybe
okay, but like you say, rich kids
had
them. They had the big,
but they were rich kids, and they looked like a fucking suitcase. Like, excuse my language, but you had a suitcase with a phone in it.
Basically, yeah,
so,
basically, and then
I see a question in the chat that Bill Bartley asked. He said, "How can the phone ring if it's not plugged in?" So exactly what I just explained. It is what's called a phantom effect. So you have a phantom ringing from a phone that has received so much energy throughout its usage during the years that the phone is ringing expecting someone to answer, but the phone's not actually ringing. What you're hearing is the phantom imprint of the phone ringing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, almost residual in a way, I guess, kind of like
exactly.
To me, like in Poltergeist. I know it's a movie, but when the TV turns on, people have had TVs turned on. Not only the remotes not had batteries, but the goddamn things aren't plugged in. When things are electric, things can turn on, kind of like Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive. Things, microwaves turn on, lights turn on. Anything that can have electricity, a spirit can turn on. Nate, let's plug some shit, buddy, because people always seem to turn off. Some people tune in, and I want to plug it a couple times. Where can people see some of your great work on TikTok and YouTube? What are the handles?
So on TikTok, you can find me at Static Voices. And a lot of people are like, that's a weird name. But in my field, we listen to voice recorders, which contain EVP, and the EVP are voices through the static. So it actually kind of makes sense. But my handle on TikTok is Static Voices. My handle on Twitter is Paranormal Nate. And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Nate ELWELL. I mean, my YouTube, I don't remember what my YouTube handle is because I haven't created one yet. I know you can create new ones.
Wasn't it just your name? I think
it should just, it should just be my name, Nathan ELWELL.
That's what I thought. I think it was just your name. Yeah.
Look, I promise you this: if you Google me, I show up. Kind of shocking.
Uh,
I do.
I fucking no. You know what? You're one of you're a man. I tell you, I don't. I say this a lot to people, but not
I'm all
really.
over the place.
But you really are. But at the same time, you're pretty grounded too, though. You know what I mean? You're a good family man. You're doing good stuff. You're pretty. You know, I don't know, mate.
You know what?
You're well all rounded, and I got a picture of you guys
Okay.
in chat there in front of Disney World.
I
You and
think
your
it was,
boy. And
oh yeah, that was my first time ever going to Disney, and I absolutely hated it.
Heather, yeah, you.
No,
Heather,
Jameson. I love
Heather shared your Newport Paranormal Society link because King asked.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah, and what is
You know,
the other group? I should know this. Your first group that you.
Southeastern Ghost Research Association. So
Okay.
they operate out of Alabama. However, I want to be, very clear about this. If you're in Alabama and you're experiencing a haunting and you contact that team, they're going to refer you to me. They do not actively investigate. It's like a paranormal help desk, if you will. So I didn't have anyone down there that I could leave in charge of the team when I left, but I didn't want to dissolve the team because, well, let's face it, it was my baby. So
Yeah.
when I left, I basically made it a paranormal help desk. So if anyone messages that group, I get the message and I can refer them to a team in the area that I find credible. As far as credible, I mean to my standards of how I do things, that I can refer them to for help.
Yeah, that's valid. I mean, yeah, that's valid. That's what the field is about. Well, King was referring to the Chasing Paranormal. He doesn't work with Chasing Paranormal anymore. They're kind of at a standstill right now. One of them got married, another one gave birth, so they're kind of doing their own thing. Nate's kind of broken free from that King. He does his own thing, which he's more than capable of. He's really knowledgeable. Let's talk about your bread and butter, though. Let's talk about your YouTube channel, man. Debunking and figuring out apps and ghost hunting gear and stuff.
So by bread and butter, if you mean it makes me money, it doesn't. I have never gotten paid from YouTube. Not that I have a complaint about that. Don't get me wrong.
You get a lot
I
of
don't
followers, though, man. You keep getting milestones.
Yeah, but you believe it or not, on YouTube, you have to have some like 10K followers, and I'm not even close to that. I'm not even close to that on TikTok.
Jesus.
Like I've got under 3,000 followers on TikTok, and I've had people comment on my videos so many times. I don't understand how you don't have 1 million followers. I don't understand. You know what? It's demographics. It is what it is. People want what people want. What people want is fake crap that they think is paranormal. They don't want someone to hear the real truth. They don't want someone that's going to blatantly tell you this is not real.
Yeah.
They want to be entertained. They don't want to hear the dry, factual, and that's okay with me. I mean, to each their own. I'm going to still make my content the way that I make it because I'm not in this to make money.
That's why we mold, man. That's why I dig you, and that's why I don't mind sharing info. That's why I want you to bring me to one of your favorite spots, the haunted jail / margaritas in Manchester.
Dude, I'll tell you what. When you and Heather come down, make it a 2-day trip. We can smoke some meat one day, and I'll take you to the haunted margaritas the next. My treat.
And like you say, the mill. I mean, there's got to be shit within. I mean, God, there's stuff all over your area. I mean, New Hampshire and Massachusetts and Maine, New England itself, as you know, from Ocean-born Marys to the American Stonehenge to the Allegheny.
To hell with Ocean-born Mary House. That place
I had to bring it up.
Years. You had to.
You got it there once. You got it there finally, didn't you?
Oh, that place tortured me. But there is the Newport Opera House, which is literally a 3-minute walk from my house. So there is the Newport Opera House. There's also the Newport Library, which I am working on getting an investigation into. They're claiming that they have poltergeist activity on the 2nd and 3rd floors.
Whoa.
So I'm working on that case right now, on top of consulting for a friend of mine out of Black River Paranormal out of Vermont. We're working on a few cases there, so I'm doing some consulting there. So, I mean, I'm kind of like all over the place at the moment.
Well, between that and finishing off your book, because you are an author now, I mean, and now you got your family. Holy shit, dude. You're a busy cat right here
So,
before Christmas and the holidays.
right. So to kind of not correct you, but just kind of I guess you could say bring you up to date. No, I don't want a carrot, buddy, but thank you. But so
Good for your eyes.
the book itself is done.
Nice.
I got some people overlooking the editing. You know, I sent you a copy of it, and you're one of the 3 people I sent a copy to, by the way, because I don't trust anybody. I don't want anyone to steal my work because I think that it's a unique aspect on the paranormal.
Smart.
And
Smart.
so I've been trying to be very leery as to who I send it to. The only other person that I sent it to was Connor Biddle, who is an author himself, and he's a good friend of mine. We've been talking back and forth. He's been giving me some tips as far as what I should change editing-wise, because I need someone to proofread it other than myself, because when I proofread it myself, I'm going to be like, man, this stuff is great. And then someone else is going to read it and be like, this is crap.
Yeah. I doubt it. I read it because you sent me a lot of it through my emails, and it's fantastic. I can't wait to read the hard copy, obviously, but I mean, no, I think it's smart. It's smart though.
When the hard copy comes out, I promise you this: you will get an autographed copy, free of charge, in the mail.
Oh, you know I love you. I was going to ask for autograph. I love my stuff signed.
I am looking forward to having this book come out because I think that it's going to open people's eyes as far as when it comes to paranormal applications, because a lot of people don't trust them. It's not the app you use, it's how you use
it. Yeah. And the mind you have in back of it. Like, you're a thinking man's man. You're constantly going. You're constantly thinking. You're not just going, okay. You're thinking, well, why is that? Why is this? Like, you go nonstop. I listen to your videos. I watch you go. I see your gears turning.
and you know what? And that's the great thing about getting this new laptop is now people are actually going to be able to watch me while I test the applications, because I've been accused of faking things that I've caught on these tests.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Well, Adam, let's face it. You know, when you do any form of, I guess you could say, social media videos, there's going to be those people that are just going to try and ruin everything. They're trolls. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
Now I can download the apps to my computer and I can test the apps while filming myself so they can see, hey, I'm not faking anything.
Oh, good man. Cover your tracks. Cover your ass. I
know.
It's all
about credibility.
But I know you shouldn't have to, and who you really need to prove it to. But at the same time, that's why I post.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say that's why I post so much shit in my comments. I post Wikipedia stuff, and my pictures I'll post in the comments. That way people don't go, well, how do you know it really is from 1850? How do you know it's really? So I post the Wikipedia thing, so no one asks me fucking dumb questions anymore.
Holy crap! Has it already been 30 minutes?
Yes. Oh, your daughter wants you to bring her to the jail. She says she's been wanting to check it out. So you're gonna bring Danny to jail. It looks like. King says congratulations on the book and all the work too, guys. Hit me some questions up for Nathaniel.
And King for letting me come on your little podcast, multiple times. I've been on Nicole Gaspard's podcast. I've been on yours twice now. When the book does come out and it gets a hard copy, I will message you. You get a free autograph copy as well.
And that's when that comes out. I want a vodcast with you, or by then, hopefully, if we can get on TikTok and on your show, which we're going to talk about in a second. I know it is kind of flying by here. We got a lot more to talk about.
We do.
But I definitely want to have the vodcast and have you on that. Excuse me. So
Danny,
I'm going to ask
you. So since Danny's listening, yes, you can come up here, and me and Adam are going to go to the jail, but you're going to be grounded that day. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
We'll have to do something with her, though. We'll bring her to do something with her, either fucking Lizzie Borden or Salem, or what's that one you always go to? The Medford Asylum in Mass?
Medfield State Asylum. So Danny has actually been with me there twice, I do believe. So Medfield State is an absolutely amazing location. It's 32 buildings that are still standing, originally 48 buildings. I have a binder upstairs that is a almost 5.5-inch binder that is full of nothing but research. I have all of the state records from Medfield State Asylum from 1902 until 1926 printed out and in that binder, along with all of my research. Because you have to understand the history of a location before you can understand the haunting.
Oh my God, he's right, guys.
And that is what a lot of people in this field miss. And it's no discredit or no disrespect to anybody else in this field. What they see is, oh, something's going on here. There's a ghost. Yeah, but what the hell is causing it? Find the history. Do your research.
Thank you. When the spirit box says Samuel, I want to be the guy that goes, oh,
write it down.
Samuel Thomas from 1850, who was a bread maker that worked here or whatever. You know what I mean?
I do. And Danny, I will not do an audio book of my book because I have a list. I will enlist Samuel L. Jackson to do it.
Oh, hey, well, people love that. First of all, I buy it no matter what. So, was there tons of abuse?
So when we went to Medfield State Asylum, I'm going to plug an application real quick, which I never do. So we went to Medfield State Asylum and we used an app called the Ghost Hunting app. Ghost Hunting Tools application, okay? Very simple. Ghost Hunting Tools. You can't get that wrong. And we got, I think it was 14 names that came through the application that I was able to physically trace through historical documentation that I have in my research folder to people that either died or worked in the facility.
Wow. So yeah,
you can't argue with that.
You got like a historical society's worth of shit for this place, basically.
I do. I absolutely do. And the caretaker of the place, John, he has noticed. And actually, John invited me to go and tour the church, the morgue, and the hydrotherapy unit, which, for the record, no paranormal team has ever been inside of Medfield State Asylum.
Is that a fact?
That is a fact.
Really?
No paranormal team has ever been in there because they had issues with people breaking in and vandalizing. So John, the caretaker, has been watching my YouTube video. He actually watched every YouTube video that I did on this. And he actually came in and told me, hey, I like what you did here, but your history is a little incorrect. Here's what happened. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. He's like, did you know that when you got this response that said this happened right by that location? Like, this guy's been the caretaker for almost 46 years. So he knows his stuff. And he was like, well, we can schedule it up. He's like, I'll gladly let you tour the church. I'll take you upstairs where no one is allowed. I'll take you down to the morgue. And maybe we can go and see the hydrotherapy unit. He's like, I don't know if the state will allow it, but perhaps we can let you be here overnight.
What?
And no other team has ever been allowed in Medfield State. So for the caretaker of the ground to notice what I'm doing, that says I'm doing good work.
Oh my God. I love to do a live podcast.
And Adam, if I get in to that place overnight, zero doubt, you're invited.
Oh my God. You've actually said that before off camera. He's not just saying that off the show, but yeah. I remember you were saying this not too long ago, and that's always stuck with me because so much has gone on there, and that means a lot to me that you haven't forgot about me and that you stick to your word.
No, absolutely not. You're absolutely invited as soon as it happens. My main thing is I want to go to the hydrotherapy unit. There was a guy named William who, one of the attendees, put him in a hydrotherapy bath, and it was a hot hydrotherapy bath. And so there was an issue down the hall. This attendee went to check on the issue down the hall and forgot that William was in the bath. William actually boiled to death. Like when they went to, I actually talked, so funny story about this was, so I'm telling you that William boiled to death. When I went to Medfield State a month and a half ago, I met someone who worked at Medfield State for 31 years.
Whoa.
And actually worked that scene. And we actually talked about it, like elderly gentleman, very nice guy, cannot for the life of me remember his name. And we met, and he was like, So how we met was we came out, we were outside of the church, and we went inside. And he's like, it's exactly how I remember it. I was like, what do you mean exactly how you remember it? He said, I used to work here. And I said, no shit. He said, no, really, I used to work here. So I asked him specifically about William Sparrow. And he said, yep, I remember that. As a matter of fact, I was working that case. He said that they could not pick up the body. They had to take a sheet and wrap it underneath him to pick him up because everything boiled off.
Oh my God. Shit.
That's something that's left out of the public record. All they said was he was left in hydrotherapy and died. He said, no, they say he was in there for an hour. He said, but no way. His skin and muscles were not falling off over an hour at 200-degree temperature.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It reminds me of a fucking boiled Thanksgiving dinner or like one of those boiled turkeys. You just
Y'all go eat your turkeys.
Oh my good Lord. You know what's, and I'm not trying to laugh at this poor soul, but these asylums, these penitentiaries, these sanatoriums, they really fucking torture you. If it wasn't ice bath, I've never really heard of the hot boiling one. I've heard of ice therapy.
So
no
the
shit.
The hot hydrotherapy. So the way it worked was they would put you in a bath that ranged from 125 degrees to 215 degrees. So the higher the temperature, the less time they would leave you in the bath. It was considered a shock bath, basically. Oh, hang on one second. I gotta get up. So it was basically considered a shock bath. And so whenever they did that, it was very quickly. You were not to be left in the bath for more than 20 minutes at a time if it was a hot bath. So keep in mind, he was in there for what the nurse attendee said, an hour and a half in a hot bath where you're not allowed more than 20 minutes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That man was tortured to death worse than a prisoner.
Yeah. And that's just horrid to me. Like, I have zero doubt that the hydrotherapy unit is haunted. And, you know, there's been a lot of famous movies filmed at Medfield State. You have The Chapel, which was featured in Shutter Island, and 65% of Shutter Island was filmed at The Chapel.
That's correct.
You had the New Mutants. The New Mutants was filmed in the hydrotherapy unit of Medfield State. And they experienced camera malfunctions, battery drain, people getting injured. That movie was delayed so many times due to injuries, camera delays, you name it. And that was filmed there. There was another movie her name is Shannon. I cannot remember her last name. There was another movie called The Box. It was a horror thriller movie that was filmed there, and that movie was delayed for several years.
Oh, The Box. I've seen that. That was filmed there. No shit.
That was filmed at Medfield State. Yes.
Right.
And so, I mean,
and Hubie Halloween too, and Adam Sandler. When the guy's walking out of the sanatorium in the beginning, that's Medfield State. Yeah.
That was Medfield State. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little loud there. You got me excited because you knew that.
I love my Hubie. I didn't know so much about this historic. And of course, I went to Danvers State Hospital, which I think you've not gone to, or no?
Oh, I've not been to yet.
Oh, the backdrop, the inspiration for Arkham Asylum and Batman and by H.P. Lovecraft.
I know, and I'm a Batman addict.
Well, listen, there's a cemetery there for the patient.
I was so upset that Kevin Conroy died today.
Oh, I saw that. That's a fucking boy. You're really on a roll on this people that have died this year thing. You must be up to about 180.
Oh, at least. At least.
Holy shit! It's hard to keep up. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like, whenever you come down, you know what? Medfield State is literally only like an hour and a half drive from me. I'm pretty sure we could squeeze in Medfield State. We could squeeze in the haunted Concord margaritas. We could definitely do the Old Mill. That's not far down the road. And we could most definitely maybe squeeze in America Stonehenge.
That's dope. And you know, I'd pay you back. Heather's more Old Orchard Beach area, so we could do the Portland, York stuff. There's a witch in York. But if you come up my way, that's a Stephen King way. So there's stuff we could do next spring for my area, or even this fall or winter, early spring, whatever, for Heather's area. So we'll definitely repay the favor. We're New England boys.
We can make like a little make it like a little mini road trip out of it. I mean, we can go and
A
see
paranormal
Salem
world tour, brother.
Yes, leave Salem, and then we can go and see America Stonehenge. America Stonehenge to Robert Frost Farmstead. Robert Frost Farmstead back home.
Let's
Then we
fucking
can
rent a
eat.
bus and let's get a bunch of people to all go half on gas and food and weed and whatever, and let's do a fucking hotel 4-day road trip. And I'm sure we can reach out there and people would love to join.
Oh,
it.
no
Between you
doubt.
and me,
No
we got
doubt.
places down.
No doubt.
So we got 20 minutes left. Everybody in chat's kind of having fun. I appreciate you all. Heather Witch and Caminiti, my girl. She's sharing a lot of your links, and I'm sharing a lot of your pictures. Your daughter's having fun in chat. Danny, of course, the king.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Bill
get used to
Bartley.
this keyboard.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Nathaniel's birthday was the other day, and he got a brand new lappy top. And us fucking old white boys from Maine, New England area, we don't know exactly how to use these newfangled electronics that well.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm very electronically inept, like or adept. I can use electronics. Just I'm so used to my keyboard at work now. With, like I said, you know, it's got a split keyboard, so it's like ergonomically correct. So using one of these keyboards that is not ergonomically correct throws me off because I'm used to my home keys, your ASD, and then your JF, and it's just throwing me off because the home keys are not what they're supposed to be.
That's all right. It'll take some getting used to, but by next week I'll have it down packed. It's only his second day with
absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
So for those of you listening, I mean, I know Nate fairly well. I feel like I'm talking to a friend. I forgot we got a crowd. We got a lot of people that are listening but aren't really in chat, like Nicole Gaspard. Oh, Zelina Vega's coming out. I'm watching wrestling in the background.
Nice.
She dyed her hair. You watch wrestling at all? You watch WWE?
You know, I watched the old school stuff. Like I actually saw WrestleMania. I want to say it was 3 or 4 at Caesar's Palace.
Oh shit, old school.
I was actually there live.
Yes. No way. Are you serious?
I was back when I lived in Vegas. I was there live. And
sorry for yelling, but I don't know anybody that's ever been to a WrestleMania live. That's my bucket list. I'm a diehard. That's wow. That's where Roddy Piper boxed Mr. T, or no? I can't remember.
Yes.
Okay. I pity the fool.
So I remember it, and it was amazing. I have not been to a wrestling event since probably 2007. But I do not watch the mainstream stuff that they have now because to me it's just so watered down. I mean, I keep track on it. You know, you got Roman Reigns, who's quote unquote the head of the table, but of course they're going to push him because he's the main event. But you know what? I like it, but it's become watered down to me. It's not what it used to be.
I was just gonna say it's really not like back in the day. It was like even the Attitude Era was a non-miss. Like I gotta check in. Stone Cold gonna drive him with the Zamboni this week or what? Like,
or back in the day when you had like this is how old I am. Back in the day when you had Demolition, you know, and Crush and the Legion of Doom.
My favorite tag team of all time. They wore those black masks.
Who Legion of Doom?
Oh no, Demolition with the black mask with the fucking spikes all over it. And Legion of Doom with the shoulder pads there. Mr.
Legion of Doom.
Of course, you're a big Cincinnati Bengals fan. You love your football.
I loved Legion of Doom. Like they were absolutely Hawk and Animal, bar none. And when they tried to replace Hawk with Heidenreich or something,
yeah,
like that was absolutely freaking horrible.
But retired.
I've not watched much wrestling lately, only because I just can't get into the new storylines.
Some of it's overplayed. There's a lot of good talent, but some of it's overplayed. I think a lot of it just reminds me of my childhood. But yeah, for sure, I'll go back and watch Papa Shango and Big Boss Man and fucking.
Oh, Papa Shango.
Dude, Papa Shango just scared the fuck. I mean, we came out with that skull that was smoking, and he made the Ultimate Warrior's head bleed, and he would just no, chicken bones.
So my favorite wrestler of all time. My favorite wrestler of all time was the Ultimate Warrior. I actually had an Ultimate Warrior a wrestling buddy back when I was younger.
The Pillow Boys, yes, shaped like little men. I love them. Yes.
Yes, I loved them. And Ultimate Warrior, there was multiple times my mother had to paint my face to look like the Ultimate Warrior just for me to walk around the house because he was the warrior.
You're the man. Oh, Nate Elwell's
and you know, like I said, you know, I don't watch it now. Like I haven't watched wrestling since the Attitude Era. Like since Stone Cold left due to injuries and The Rock left due to acting, because well, he's. I kind of feel like he loves his fans, but he's more about the money than wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. If Dwayne Johnson hears this, then F you. I don't care.
Burn.
It's just I feel like he's more about the money than the fans, because people who have stuck through it, like Ric Flair, he's been doing it for God, how many years?
Yeah.
He's never went to
Undertaker.
acting.
Mark Calloway.
Undertaker. Yes,
Yeah.
Mark Calloway. Absolutely. And I love The Undertaker, but I would prefer Kane to I prefer Kane to The Undertaker. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, that's a first. Hey, real quick, Nate. Like I mentioned earlier, you're a diehard Cincinnati Bengals fan. Go Cats. King mentioned that wrestler Brian Pillman played for the Bengals. I did not know that.
He did. I
did not know that. I knew Brian Pillman. He's passed away now, unfortunately, very young. But where did he play? Defense?
Very young. I honestly don't remember. I do know that Brian Pillman, or Flying Brian Pillman, whatever you would like to call him, Brian Pillman did play for Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 seasons, but he played for them, and then he went to wrestling because he wrestled in high school. So that was kind of like what he felt was his true calling. Just like The Rock, The Rock played for Miami, Florida football. And then he ended up going to wrestling because he felt wrestling was his true calling. So, you have that. But yes, Brian Pillman did indeed play for Cincinnati Bengals.
I did not know that. Your daughter Danny says that she just watches the Invisible John Cena because you can't see him. That's funny. King says The Rock makes
really.
She's got jokes. She's definitely your kin. King says The Rock makes 10 more than he did in wrestling. That's probably true, but it's not as humble.
No,
let's get away
that's
from
the
that.
thing. Go ahead. Let's just get away from
Well, no,
that
I was going to say,
I just about the paranormal.
Yes, because we got 15 minutes left, and I don't want to make this a fucking dummy type show.
I do enjoy wrestling, but I don't want to talk wrestling.
No, that was a side moment just because I saw it on TV, and
Hey, it worked good. It worked out good.
It does work good. So let's talk about. Give me 2. One for the good old USA. I guess I always be Hawaii or Alaska, but maybe not. Just give me any place in particular that's your bucket list in America, and one for the whole world. Give me 1 or 2 for each if you got them.
Oh, I got you. So
not so much a state, but a place.
Bucket list for America would absolutely be Ohio State Reformatory. And that's not even the hauntings. That's just because I love the Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank was filmed there. I was just going to say Shawshank, the King's movie. Yes, good for you.
So I would absolutely love to go to Ohio State Reformatory. I've been to Area 51, so I can knock that off my bucket list.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? But
no, I didn't. You don't gloat too much.
I have actually seen the fence of Area 51, and when they say that armed guards will remove you, they absolutely will.
I have too much.
Yes, it's like that little drawbridge. I've seen YouTube videos. You go out there, and then the trucks come up, the white trucks. The guys get out with
absolutely. That is a 100% fact.
No
but,
shit.
Oh yes, I actually lived on Lake Mead, which is not far from Area 51, for almost 7 months because we were homeless at the time. I didn't know we were homeless, but we were camping on Lake Mead, which is not far from Area 51.
Wow.
So that happened. But so Ohio State Reformatory, and if I had a second one, it would probably be a place where you have actually been, for sure, Eastern State Penitentiary.
Oh my God. Not America's, but the world's first penitentiary. The world's first name of a penitentiary is in Philadelphia, and Al Capone stayed there. Fantastic. I'd go back with you because when I went, it was Corona, and I had to wear my fucking mask.
I would love to go.
Wear my mask.
I would love to go. So if I had to choose the world, a lot of people are going to sit there. A lot of people are going to sit there and say, Dracula's castle. I love Vlad Taylor. I love the history. For me, it would definitely be in Italy, Poveglia Island.
The Vampire Island.
It would definitely be Poveglia Island, only because of the simple fact of, think about this, you're in Italy. The Black Plague is going on.
Yes.
You got people that are dying. You have no idea why. And then
in
they
the hundreds,
transport.
in the
Go ahead.
thousands,
and
right?
They transport all of these people over to this island. Technically, it's 2 islands, which are connected by an intersecting bridge. And the first island, they're burning all the bodies. On the second island, they decide to build a mental institution. Like, why? That would be.
Yeah, hundreds died there. I believe it was like 2,200, right? No, was it low thousands?
In the realm. No one really knows how many, but in the world, Pavaglia Island would be my. If I ever got the chance to go, I'd probably fucking regret it, but I'm gonna go. And I'm not. I'm not talking about the Zach Bagans getting possessed during season 2 of Ghost Adventures, or season 1, whatever it was. Where they went to Pavaglia and he got possessed. He gets possessed every episode, guys. Stop believing it.
Thank you. Preach.
He is straight up 100%. I have heard a douche, and he does not produce 100% honestly authentic content. You guys are watching and paying this man's paycheck for content that is not real.
And half of you want to be him. And half of you want to be him. You dress like him, you wear the skull shirts and the necklaces and put the axe spray on. I'm like, no, dude.
Half of them do, and the ones that do, they don't understand the paranormal. And no disrespect to anybody in chat. But if you want to be like Zach Bagans, you do not belong in the field.
No interest in that. No interest. I wouldn't even interview him. I don't know what to say to him. I'm good, man. I'm glad you differ yourself from that kind too. Because when it comes down to it, I feel like you're about helping people, helping yourself, and just knowledge, right? And that's what it should be about. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. And I want to respond to King. I just saw something in chat that says Dracula was his last name. So Dracula was not his last name. His actual name is Vlad Tepes. He is not Dracula. Dracula was the name given to his, I guess you could say, lineage, but his actual name was Vlad Tepes.
Doesn't Dracula mean son of Dragon or son of Drake or something like that?
Son of Dragon.
Dragon, that's what it is. Son of Dragon.
I actually have upstairs, I have a vial of soil in a necklace from Dracula's castle.
That's wild. He didn't impale people. He put spikes right up their asshole, right up their poop chute, came
right
out
up
their
asshole
mouth.
To the top of their heads. Yes, sir, he did.
And they stuck him up there. Oh yeah, watch Drunken History. It's pretty funny with the way they do it. But they talk about how his brother came in and is like, you know what? I ain't fucking. They saw like I think 400, 800 people, soldiers with spikes up their ass.
Hold on. I just want to point out that Danny said no, it's Vlad Tepes, and then I corrected her. She said, "There we go."
Well, your kid's a Spitfire, ain't she? That's fucking great.
She
tells you to take She says to take your brother to the Clown Motel. Where is that? New Mexico, I think. Right?
She is a prodigy. My hope for her is that I can teach her enough about the paranormal that she can extend the field after I'm gone.
I like that. That's humble. That's modest, right?
When I die, she can carry on the lineage and extend the field and make it better. Make people more aware of what's going on. People spend so much time worrying about being famous and making money that they forget the research, the history. That is what makes a haunting what it is. You have to research the history. Don't go in like I'm not going to say that because it's offensive, actually, now that I think about it. But just don't go in haphazardly.
Don't go in with the wrong reasons. Don't go in. I mean, as much as we promote YouTube, I do it too. I do that, but when I'm doing the hard investigating, if I'm doing someone's house the whole 9, it's not cameras on there. You respect the ghost, you respect the people, and you respect what you're doing. Sure, if TikTok videos and selfies are great, and I love documenting where I am. But I take cases, and I know you do too. I take research very, very seriously. I think going to places with protection. I talk to spirits when I'm alone in cemeteries and otherwise. So that's the difference, I think, too, is that we have a little bit more respect and pride in what we do. I think. Not that other people
absolutely.
don't.
And I can tell you this: I can tell you this: if I'm researching a case and I cannot find anything else out about it, you would be the person that I would contact because you know the history in this area. I don't.
Oh, you're the man. I'm still learning every day. I just went to Molten Borough to look for the guy Claude Rains, the guy that played the Invisible Man in the 1930s movie monster classic. He also played in
No shit, he's
Casablanca.
buried up here?
I saw his grave, Molten Borough, Mass, shaped like a bullet. I got the video on my YouTube channel. It's on my page, and I got the selfie
I
on
must
there
have
with all
missed
the
that.
info. Yeah, I just posted it yesterday. So I went to Molten Borough. I'm wearing the shirt right now. I went to the 1781 Molten Borough Country Store. It was originally a tavern, a inn, a post office, and now it's a country store, dude. I bought penny candle and I bought a dill pickle in a wooden barrel with a pair of tongs, dude, for like $1. I mean, it's literally a country store.
Hang on. Did you say a pair? Did you say a pair of tongs or a pair of thongs?
No. They had like a pair of tongs. I took a dill pickle out of this wooden barrel.
Okay. I was like, why did you buy a pair of thongs, Adam?
Oh man, I'm drinking this coffee brandy. I usually don't drink coffee brandy, but I bought it out of this lighthouse thing, so it's like a commemorative thing, and I'm got a buzz. I've smoked a couple joints, so starting to slur a little bit.
It happens.
It's Friday night,
it happens. So my two
brandy,
propositions. My two propositions. What, buddy?
Tell him how many I am.
Yes, buddy. Yes, you're 5.
5 more minutes,
And we
brother.
love
We
you.
can hang in, buddy. We love you,
5
buddy.
more minutes. 5 more minutes, okay? Just hang in. You're doing great.
And in another 10 years, I'll be talking to you on here. 10, 15 years, you'll be my guest,
Yep.
pal.
You absolutely will. And in another 3 years, Danny will be his guest.
And I'll get Danny in a couple of years. I'll already do a vodcast with you guys together or something like that. That'd be fun. Kick off the gig, the gate, whatever the fuck, you know.
So
yeah.
I don't.
So I was going to ask you this too for our listeners and stuff. How does your family react to this? Is this a family thing? Did you learn this from your parents, or was this something you kind of taught yourself?
No. So I had an experience that pushed me into it, and I'm just going to break down to the straight honest truth. I'm not going to put in all the backstory of other things. If anyone wants to see the backstory, they can go and check out my YouTube. That's not a YouTube plug. It's just, honestly, we don't have time considering the time we have left.
We can go 5 or 10 over. This is the only show on Fridays. King gives me a good 10 minutes. I'm not supposed to say that, but I can go 5,
King,
10
are you good
over.
with that?
Yeah, don't be modest, brother.
Then I'm good with it.
Plug it. Please plug it.
So basically, we had a dog named Stormy, and Stormy died. She was a pit bull. She used to sleep in my room. And there was a night that I kicked her out of my room because she got so old that she could no longer control her bowels, and she peed all over my bed, to be blunt. And so she did that the night before. The night after, I kicked her out of my room. My father woke me up, said that Stormy had died during the night. And obviously I felt horrible because, you know, she slept in my room. And, yeah, so after that, I would wake up feeling tugging on my blanket. And I knew Stormy wasn't in there, but I would react like it was Stormy. I would kick my foot back and say, Stormy, stop pulling on the blanket. Stop moving. And then one night I heard a voice say my name, and that voice did not sound human. Now I'm OCD about having doors.
English, brother. Stormy don't talk. Stormy don't talk, brother.
And I'm OCD about having doors shut. Like if I leave a room, the door just shuts. And my girlfriend hates it, but that's how I am. And I woke up the one night that I kicked my foot back and I heard a voice say my name that did not sound human. My closet door was wide open, even though it had been latched shut when I went to sleep.
What?
And, you know, that's kind of when the experiences stopped at that point. Fast forward 5 years. I get married. I'm with my ex-wife, Teresa, Danny's mom. And I'm come home from work. I got home at about 1:30 in the morning, roughly. I go to bed. I fall asleep. I have the worst bout of sleep paralysis that I've ever had. Now, am I going to tell you guys that what I experienced here is a ghost? No, I'm not going to tell you that because let's face it, you have to analyze logical facts. Logical facts is this: when you wake up in a half sleep state, that you can experience hallucinations. So I don't know if I was half awake or if I really experienced what I thought I experienced. But I can tell you this, that I was asleep and I woke up and I could not move. There was a pressure on my chest. I could not breathe. When I was finally able to shake it off, I looked at the foot of the bed and there was a black figure that did not walk. It floated into the hallway outside of my door. And when it dissipated, the light bulb in the hallway exploded.
Wow.
That is what told me that it was not a dream, because the light bulb in the hallway physically exploded.
That's yeah. That's
Could I have chalked it up? Yep. Danny just said, Mom told me you experienced that too. It was definitely not just you, because she indeed did. She woke up because the light from the hallway was so bright when it exploded that she woke up.
wow. You tell me. You tell me. When multiple witnesses, that's what happens.
So we have
George Cannon.
we have
Thank you so much, George Cannon, for tuning in. Charles Fulton.
Yes,
we got a
George,
couple more
thank
minutes
you
left,
very much.
We're gonna have Nate back again. Every time we talk to Nate, dude, I could go another hour. We're gonna hopefully be on his show soon. Let's talk about that real quick too, Nate. TikTok, you're gonna have a show coming on there soon. Is there a name for that show yet?
I don't have a name. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna name it. I just kind of think I'm gonna roll with it. I've got some good guests coming up. I've got Bobby Gallo, who is a published author and founder of the Gallo Family Paranormal Investigations. He's also been on a few TV shows. He's my first guest. Unfortunately, because we couldn't get you to 1,000 followers beforehand, because I wanted you to be my first guest.
That's pretty weak.
But
I gotta admit, that's a pretty shitty stipulation, but I'm trying.
You know what?
I don't.
It
That's
is what
weird.
it is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, TikTok is hard to gather a following. Like, I have had people tell me, I don't understand how you're not over 1 million followers. I feel like we discussed that earlier. But
yeah,
it is what it is. But I've got him coming on. It's going to be a great thing, and I'm trying my best to get you to that 1K, because honestly, you're the guest that I want on there, because you're not going to bullshit me.
Oh, you're the man. And you know, I wouldn't use you, and I wouldn't consider it a stepping stone or nothing bullshit like that. You know, I consider that an honor to talk to you, like it is now to have you on my show. It's just another reason for us to talk, as far as I'm concerned, for the world to hear what. Because I don't mind talking to you like we do anyway, but for the world to hear what we have to say, I think we're teaching people. I think people like you and me, we don't just bring content. I think we learn people. As I used to say in Lisbon, you just got learned. I feel like we learn people. We teach people. That the ones that want to know a little bit about history, a little bit about the knowledge of instruments, and a little bit about what to expect, right?
And that's what I love about coming on this show, because like I said, so many people get the paranormal misconstrued. They think it's ghost acting out when ghost wants to act out. You know what? Is that plausible? Yes. But in order to understand the spirit that you're dealing with, you have to research. You have to do the history. And that's what I love about what you do, is because you know and you understand the history of the locations that you go to.
I appreciate that.
That's why
it's a lot of work.
You so much.
It's a lot of work going to the Richmond Vampire's grave and letting everybody know the year of the grave, why he's there, when I went, what it's known for. It's a lot of work.
If anyone knows it's a lot of work, I know it's a lot of work, and I greatly appreciate what you do. That's
I appreciate
why
what you do.
So happy every time you invite me. Hey, Nate, you want to come on my show? Absolutely. You never have to ask me. Just tell me, hey, Nate, you're on my show. You're scheduled for this day. Just be there.
I appreciate that, because you know I got your back. I even reach out to you to get you as a co-host one of these times, because on the vodcast or like that, sometimes I'm with someone, I could have room up to 5 people on the vodcast. So it'd be kind of cool to have a round table and throw you on there, because I don't mind talking.
I would absolutely love to be a co-host.
Oh, you know so much shit. You're so much well-rounded. We got a couple more minutes left. Let me touch on some shit real quick. If people do have a home case, they can reach you on Facebook, right, with Newport?
Yep, on Newport Paranormal Society. Just send them a Facebook message. It will get to me, and I will gladly assess your case. I will talk to you personally, for the record. It's not one of the other members down there talking to you. They send the messages to me. So I will talk to you personally. I will assess your case, and I will refer you to who I think can help.
That's Newport, New Hampshire. I mean, I'm sure he would travel to Newport, Rhode Island if he could or whatever.
No. That was the Southeastern Ghost Research Association.
That's the other team, right? This one's based out of New Hampshire, New England-based,
right.
Maine, New Hampshire. Basically,
so
New Hampshire-based.
If you're here in New Hampshire, Newport Paranormal Society, it's easy to find on Facebook, or you can just message me at my normal thing, like Nathaniel Elwell. I'm always willing to talk to someone about an experience. You know what? Experience is knowledge.
He's not going to make fun of you. Nate's a believer
Absolutely
to an extent.
not.
I mean, he'll do research, but you're willing to hear anybody out to an extent, and then you make your own opinion. But you're willing to hear anybody out. You're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Nathaniel Elwell on Facebook. If people need to send you, obviously you're not going to accept just anybody, but as long as you're somewhat decent, you might give them a chance.
Right.
Book's coming along very nicely. It's on hold right now for now. Anything else I missed? Anything else as far as projects or anything else you're intertwined in?
You know, buddy, you pretty much covered it. The book will be out soon. As soon as I decide whether or not I want to go private or public publishing. There's multiple avenues that create issues there. So I've got to kind of weigh the pros and the cons. But otherwise than that, you can find me at TikTok at Paranormal Nate, or that's Twitter. God damn it. Sorry, didn't say that.
Can people? No, that's fine. Can people find?
I've had a few drinks. I'm sorry.
No, I'm the same thing too. What can we expect?
So here we go.
Do you have anything planned in the immediate future as far as investigations, Paracon attending, anything crazy going on?
Unfortunately, I have not been booked for any Paracons. I'm hoping that's going to come up soon. I have applied for a few. I would love to go to a Paracon, like to be a guest speaker, because I feel like it would help me enhance my abilities to be able to speak on camera. I'm always nervous. Adam, me and you were discussing before the podcast, I'm freaking nervous. And I don't know why I'm nervous, because I've done like 50 of these things. I shouldn't be nervous.
You have a wall of achievements of shows you've been on. You're doing a YouTube channel, but I get it, brother. Some people get the jitterbug still. That's just who you are, and you'll shake that. You can beat that.
I shouldn't be nervous because I know my stuff, and I know if you ask me a question, I'm going to be able to answer it. I should not be nervous. I agree, but I find that, I know it sounds silly, but I find it cute and kind of humbling, because that means that you don't have a big head like, oh, another show, hurry up so I can go. Like, you don't act like your shit don't stink, and I appreciate that. And I never will.
Heather writes that me and her should start a con. Oh boy, if I did, I know you'd come. I'd love to admit.
Dude, if you guys start a con, I swear to God, I will be a guest speaker and I will hold a table.
I'm get you on recording saying that.
You have me on recording saying that. I swear to God, I will be a guest speaker for you guys. Not that anyone wants to hear me talk, but I will be a guest. I will be a guest speaker for you guys, and I will gladly make some merch, whatever, and I will get a table.
You know, you could crash at my place for free. You don't have to get a hotel or nothing. So, or Heather's place on the couch or whatever. And definitely bring Danny. Heather, get the kick out of your daughter.
I'll crash with you because just because of my own thing of being cheated on in the past, crashing with you would make me feel more comfortable.
Dude, you and me, a night together, we would light the fucking town on fire, brother. We would fucking tackle every cemetery and within 15 miles.
The hell would it burn to the fucking ground?
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, Nathaniel Elwell, shit. It's been a blast, brother. I'm gonna reach out to you soon. I have you on my vodcast. We got to talk more, brother.
Yeah, we'll get that scheduled. Next week I start my 8 p.m. podcast on TikTok. It's going to be a live, I guess you could say, vodcast. Bobby Gallo is the first guest.
Tune in, everyone.
So we got that going on. So that's going to be the issue with scheduling up for the vodcast, but we'll figure that out, man. We'll make it work.
Everybody stay tuned. Follow him on Facebook and on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that good shit. Follow his paranormal page. Keep up with him. Next thing you know, he's someplace else. Danny says Danny, your daughter says if you show up at the Paracon and do a talking thing, she'll show up with tomatoes. What a brat.
Hell, they're lucky if I show up with pants.
Oh, I love this guy. One of the truest guys in the field. I hate the word the field, too. It's such a fucking shitty term because you and me are beyond the field. I feel like we're a different spectacle.
We are.
But you know
We
what I
are,
mean.
my friend.
A different class. Always enjoy Nathaniel Elwell. This will be up on Spotify tomorrow.
I
That's right.
absolutely
Tell him,
love
bud.
you
Tell him.
guys. I love you guys. Adam, I love you. Ross, you're amazing. And everyone who joined in, thank you so much for the support. I'm not gonna plug my bios or anything because anyone who follows me already knows them. But guys, thank you so much for letting me come on the show.
Ross, give this guy a radio show on Paranormal King Radio Network. He'd fill a great slot. But anyway, Nathaniel Elwell, great talking to you from Newport Paranormal Society, based in New Hampshire. The little man's talking. Danny, of course. Everybody else in chat. Thank you guys so much. Tomorrow on the YouTube channels. And
little guys,
Nathaniel
hit that spot.
Hit the spot. Check him out. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Check out his podcast on TikTok, and check him out on my podcast soon. And have a great night, brother. Have a great night, everyone.
Adam, I love you, buddy, and I cannot wait to actually meet you in person.
You as well. You're gonna get a nice hug from me, brother. Take care, everyone. Historically Haunted Show. We'll see you next Friday, guys. Take care.
Take care.
Hello, this is Adam Began, and I'm the host of Historically Haunted Show, where I talk about some very rare historical and haunted locations that I visited. I also interview some of the very best in the paranormal and cryptozoology field. So tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Paranormal King Radio Network. And prepare to be educated about the unknown.